with all instruments and looked at the level and come back. He said, well, he says, if you don't have any trouble shifting it over, you won't have no trouble. I said, well, I don't think we'll have any trouble for that. I says, the rig is on the move and not the boom. So they took another rig, they stuck the boom in the door, and hooked to the back of the rig, and let the cable ease it back, see?
Yeah.
And doing that, he didn't have to change gears or nothing, see?
Yeah.
All he had to do was ride the brake.
Yeah.
We brought that damn thing in and got the center on it. So you could see the center pin by looking at it down in it, but you couldn't get on top of it. The damn thing was 14-foot diameter.
Yeah.
That damn thing, solid steel. And took a pair of binoculars, went up on the boom, looked down. When he said they had it about center. Another way we could tell it was fairly well on center, they had tacked to the table some rods. It was about a foot long and the table was wide. So sitting down, and we could tell then when we come over and ease it down to the edge of the plate that had the set on.
Yeah.
And we know we're just about center. So I told it to the inspector, I said, whip that boom now. I said, you can see with these binoculars right down in that center. We had a floodlight kicking back in underneath there so you could see where the pin was.
Yeah.
He got up there and looked at it, he looked around, he looked back down at it. I said, what you say? He said, I guess that's about as near as you can do it. So start easing it down. He says, I'll watch it. He stayed there and they eased it down. He stopped it one time. He says, we got to steady it a little bit. So a couple of the fellas got a hold of it and put guy line rope on it on each side. That kept it moving in it also. And he went ahead. Then all we had to watch was to see that those guides that we had welded to the table would slide past the apron that's going to sit on it. See? That's what they're on there for, so that they would go right down just like this, beside it. That's how near the two tables was alike. And he started down, and we went around and watched them things and seen that they was holding right. Let that sound gun down, and we got it set. He told me that night, he says, you know something? He said, you set that table about 4 or 5 days ahead of anybody that ever set one. He said, you've done a beautiful job on that. He said, I have to recommend you to the factory. And he says, you'll also get a letter. The company will get a letter from the factory. And he said, that was about as smooth. He said, you've done work putting that in that most of them never even think about, like them dogs with them guides down, so you could tell when it was centered and going down and all that type of stuff. He says, that shows that you've done a lot of this kind of work. I said, well, I've done a lot of rigging. I enjoy rigging. And I told him about some rigging we've done down in Holly Hill, South Carolina, a cement plant. They rigged some 14-foot cylinders, steel cylinders for the cement pipe. But the slurry went down as it cooked into clinkers before it made cement. 72 ton to a 14-foot length. That was size and thickness in the middle of it. That was one that worried me when I set 3 of them. I had to set them on piers that had trunnions on them. To turn, you know, it would turn the table with rollers. And I thought to myself when I got through that, I said, if I don't have a heart attack before I get off this job, I don't know where to keep it from. I enjoyed that heavy stuff like that. You still working?
Yeah.
Nope. That baby liked that ice. He loved that ice. I done something one time. If I hadn't had a little bit of idea about how to improvise, I might still be out in the Gulf. We was on I was working on a fish boat with Al and Otto Krantz.
Mm-hmm.
And we went snapper fishing with the mackerel boat, 26-foot boat, 9 foot wide. It had a automobile engine. I don't remember now. It seemed like it was a Clinton or a Lincoln.
Mm-hmm.
And we was out about 45 miles off the beach.
Yeah.
Snapper fishing. And the damn shaft twisted in two. Where it twisted in two, there was a bearing box. The shaft went through.
Yeah.
The balls had dropped out of it, and the washers on that thing, they cut that shaft in two.
Mm.
So, you got looking around. Hell, we never carried no tools, a couple of little box end wrench for the battery or generator or something like that. And got looking around in there and scrapped the head in a box. I found a rat tail file about that long, about the size of a little finger. They had a claw hammer on now.
Yeah.
And we had 2 or 3 wrenches and had one adjustable wrench. And we took that box off. Are you happy? And I told Al, they didn't know what the hell to do. I said, well, I've got one thing I can do. I said, it's just a matter of being sure to work before we start. They said, what's that? I said, I'll take this rat tail file and I'll put it down there on that bearing box and I'll hit it with a hammer and see if it'll break off a little slant, which most of them do. That's something I didn't know. So I took it down and hit it close, about that far back. That thing broke off, just put a chili point on it. What you want, sweetie?
Mm-hmm.
So I took that hammer.
Yeah.
And they had to take and hold the shaft up because down the other way it could slide through the box going out to the stern of the boat.
Yeah.
So I started chipping on it. I cut a place about 4 inches long.
Yeah.
Deep enough, and I found an old rusty 30-penny spike
Yeah.
in that box. And while I was messing around, they took a flat filer. We always carried a flat filer for points and things.
Yeah.
I filed the head off that nail. So I got that one cut out, and I went to the other side, and I cut the groove in it, just like it. Pulled them shafts together, and put that bearing, clamped it on there. See, the babbitt was gone, so we done away with that, but we clamped that whole bearing without the babbitt in it, down on that shaft, and pulled it in there tight.
Like a coupling.
Yeah, made a coupling of it. And Al was the one that owned that boat. His brother owned the one we wasn't fishing yet. He had the same size boat. And Al says, do you reckon that thing will hold up? I said, I'll tell you what you do. I said, it's about 40, 45, maybe 50 miles into the beach from the looks of it. We could just see the timber line. That's how far we was out.
Yeah.
By getting up on top of the cab there.
Mm-hmm.
And I said, we got to run on an angle back in the mouth of Perdita. I said, put the thing in second gear and ease off. I said, keep it in second gear. I said, put it in high speed, have to bump the throttle or something. So most all the throttle just rod shuck back and forth through the box.
Yeah.
They happened to bump that damn thing or something, spin it, and tear the damn thing up. So we did. We was about, I guess, about 7 hours. So we got in, and we got inside of Perdita. I wasn't worried then, because we could get
Swim.
anybody around there tow us up where we lived, Perdita Beach. We was inside of the mouth of Perdita Bay down there at Orange Beach, about 9 miles up where we lived. And we got any of them to tow us up there. Well, we kept on. We got it home. That shows you what a little bit of ability for improvising would do.
Yeah.
But they didn't know what the hell to do with it. And they was both drop forge hammermen. They made tools and things on a drop forge.
Yeah.
A great big old drop forge hammers where they'd take cherry red metal and pair of tongs and set it out there and take a hammer, you know, a automatic hammer, and beat them damn things into the shape they want. They made some damn good tools. They had some tools, buddy, that they made. But I found one laying down in the bilge of the boat one time when we tore out some of the bottom, out the bottom with the floor.
Yeah.
To clean it out, and hell, there's been anything taken out of there other than the bottom. I reckon a year.
Yeah.
They do that damn wrench with rusted a bit and all that salt water in that bilge. You could take your hand and wipe it clean just like that.
Huh.
And then, I don't know what kind of metal it was, but I seen Al take one of them wrenches one time when he had a head rusted on a bolt.
Yeah.
And took the wrench a size smaller, a 12-point socket.
Yeah.
A box end, take a hammer and drive it down over that damn rusted head and shape it to fit that damn socket.
Huh.
And it cut just like a damn chisel.
Huh.
They had some terrific tools they made. Their dad was from Germany, and he was living with them, and he couldn't speak English. That was his trade. He taught the boys to drop torch hammer with him. And Al was telling me about when they first started working, the old man, he wasn't as big as either one of them. So I don't know how in the world he'd handle a 100-pound block of hot metal with a pair of tongs. Get it out of the fire, take it, put it over there, take the hammer chisel, and cut it in size as they wanted to make something like it.
Yeah.
They cut that big chunk and cut it up. Cherry red, white hot. Them boys was good. I like them boys. Otto's dead, Al's dead. And Shorty, who had another brother, came down there and he built a beautiful boat. He was a pattern maker.
Yeah.
And he built a 34-foot boat with a tunnel stern.
Huh.
Nice boat.
I wonder if that guy up there, you know, up in the corner of that field that's got that boat,
Yeah.
I wonder if he's ever going to finish that.
I don't know.
You're working on that for a long time.
Well, the thing about it, when he gets done with it, he's born like he paid for it.
Yeah.
That's about it. And it might be that he's not ready to retire yet. When I retire, then I'll have it done, see.
Yeah.
I'd like to see the boat. Keeps it covered up now, you know, where no rain doesn't get in. But he shouldn't have put that last spot piece on the bottom.
Yeah.
Until he got the deck on it so he could let everything wash out.
Yeah.
All through. And if he treated that lumber, I mean that metal, that's all metal.
Yeah, I know.
Welded together. If he treated that, he would use boiler plates. The boiler plates kind of temper.
Yeah.
And it's a little harder to work, but it don't rust like just common flat plates.
Yeah.
I ain't gonna do it. I ain't gonna do it.
Dog's thinking about food, I can tell.
Huh?
Dog's thinking about food.
No, she don't seem to worry too much about it. She gets a little something early in the morning, a couple of milk bones during the day. She don't worry about food till about 4 or 5 o'clock in the evening. If we went to sit down at the table now, she'd be standing right there looking at you. Look at that bubble pot. It's hand out. Yes, that's a smart puppy. I ain't kidding you. You'll take a pretty from my baby. And I wouldn't give you a dime for another one. Got enough babies. Yeah.
Smile, Coco. Get you up close.
Laugh at it. Laugh at it. Woof, woof. Growl at it. Woof, woof. Look at that. Fuzz at it. Can't you bark? Woof. You ain't gonna bark? Okay. You that way. Where the kitty cat? Where that kitty cat? I wish that cat come around and get a picture of them rolling and hugging one another.
Yeah.
He was down there a while ago. I don't know where the hell he's at. Down there about 1 o'clock. The old sun getting hot and breezy. Completely died out there.
Yeah.
Died a little bit of breeze.
At least your tree finally got big enough to get underneath the shade.
Huh?
At least your little dwarf tree got big enough you could get underneath it for a shade.
Yeah. Well, I thinned out a bunch of it too last fall.
Mm-hmm.
That's a tree down there that made good shade of them. Beetles ruined it.
Nah, ate all the cherries, huh?
Yeah, well, there wasn't no cherries this year. There ain't no apples. There's 2 apples on this tree, I think 1 on that one. There was 2 on that. And I picked up one the other day on the ground down there. The birds are picking on. I don't even know where this is at anymore. It seems like it's right up in there.
Yeah, there's 2 right there, and there's 1 right here. That's
Yeah.
about all I see.
That's all of it. You know, Mom looked good one day and said that she couldn't see but 2. That was quite a while back.
Mm.
Ain't no peaches, not a damn one. You notice that cherry tree down there? See the tip of them limbs, all of them sticking up there bare?
Yeah.
That's new growth. It froze.
Huh.
Yeah. I didn't have no wettable 7, and I wouldn't buy none just for that damn tree. I wanted about $12 for a 2-pound pack of it.
Huh.
It's gonna be pretty next year, and I'm still here. If there's gonna be some cherries, I'll get one. Get a sack of it.
Yeah.
Same thing. We use it on the peach trees too.
Yeah.
And beetles didn't bother peach trees too much this year, and didn't bother this and that at all. I think we just find a leaf here and there on the outer edge where they went up lit on a little bit.
And those beetles are a pain in the butt.
Huh?
Those beetles are a pain in the butt.
Right. They're getting worse all the time. You know them darn things, when they fall off the trees, they lay their larvae in this ground.
Mm-hmm.
And them beetles stay in that ground all winter. That is the larva. And they'll hatch out.
Yeah.
And around anywhere from the 10th to the 15th of July, they start coming out. And I have seen black spots that big as they come out, just like a swarm of flies. And you'd get rid of them if you treat the ground. But there'll be more beetles raised in this lawn that is kept up.
Yeah.
They would in one that's grass growing knee high. I don't know why, but I read a big article on that from BPI the other day in the paper about the damage from beetles. And you can treat this ground and keep